All right, so let's start with the roller across your mat, and we'll begin with the across your shoulder blades. You can have a seat in front. And yeah, if you want to set up like off center, just make sure you can see me if you want to. And have your knees bent. You're rounding the back and sort of scalloped in like a hammer. And you'll start with your hands behind your head here. And your feet are grounded. We'll take an arch back first. So look across the room, up towards the ceiling and back behind you. As the head falls back, support your head and neck with your hands, supporting the base of the skull. The elbows can go wide and drop to the floor, so really spread them. Arms open to open your chest. Tip your head up. Use your hands to lift the chin towards your throat. Lift your head and arc forward. Pull the elbows down and in towards your navel. To widen across the back, moving the scapula. The feet are grounded, but as we go back with the upper body into extension, also think of the tail dropping and sinking into the ground. So both ends of the spines go down and back. And then exhale, pick up your head. The belly deepens on the exhalation and you curve the tail up. So again, the ends of the spine are curving in the same direction towards each other. So we arch back again. If it feels like too much arch, you would take the roller higher towards your shoulder and neck. If it feels like it's not enough, the roller moves a little bit down towards your waistline. Just keep it under your rib cage to protect your kidneys, and then pull the tail up, embrace in with the elbows, and then we flare the elbows open like wings as you bring the head back and arch your spine. Feel the stretch from your jaw to your navel to your tail. And exhale, coming up again. Now feel the abdominal work to lift you and pull you forward. We'll go for 2 more of these. Arching back, take your time. Full inhale, last till the end of the arch. It hangs back, feel the throat stretch and lengthen. Exhale, lift your head, pull your elbows down and move towards the navel, curving the tail up, look at it. And then we'll go back one more time. Just go as far as your back feels comfortable with this. And then exhale, lift your head, dive forward. Gaze go where you want the spine to follow. Now here we're going to stay in a little bit of the upper curl, which is what this is called, and rotate to your left. So twist, picking up the right shoulder blade, and then roll across the roller, twist into your right. So the hips stay grounded, the opposite hip gets a little heavy. And you're trying to look for like places in your upper back that might need a little massage, a little release of tension. If you find wood, you're welcome to stay there and just a minor rocking back and forth, just a one spot. Keep that little bit of an upper ab curl with the waist sinking down. Like your spine itself is a hammock and your belly goes into it. And one more time, twist first to your left. Eyes go back and down in a curve and then to the right. Look towards your back elbow. Come back to center. And then we're going to lift up and take the roller back, lay back down and take it across your neck. So you hold the roller with your hands, the knees sunk in, the feet are wider, as wide as your mat, and slowly turn your hips from side to side. So really try to get the roller like right under the occipital ridge, that bony ridge at the base of your skull. If your head goes in one direction, the opposite shoulder blade sinks into the ground, into the mat. A light press in with your hands into the roller. Start to feel some of the upper arm, the upper obliques. And then come center, lift your chin about half an inch and roll side to side there. Do you find a different aspect of the skull, getting that release into the connective tissue? Right, center, lift the head, take the roller out from under you. You can lay your head down and take the roller under your bent knee. Lift your hips in a bridge, so stand on your feet. Exhale to lift your butt up in the air and roll the roller in across the widest part of your hips, so it's really underneath your sacrum here. Again, you can adjust it a little bit up or down to feel it feels most supportive for you. Elbows wide, you're holding your hands straight over the roller to prevent the roller from rolling forwards. So we inhale to pick the right knee up and exhale, bring the left one to meet it. And here, let's rock the knees from side to side. Tip your knees over to one side, look away. Exhale, pull the knees up and draw an arc through the air, go to the opposite side and turn your head with the way here. So we're pulling the knees over and shifting the weight to massage out your glutes. They tend to hold a lot of tension without realizing it. You might feel that more lateral, you might feel it by the SI joints, more central, but go from side to side. If you want more work in your core, think of picking up the hip bone press like on the bottom. So in my case, it's on the left. So to bring the legs right, pick up the left hip bone and bring it across the body to the right. Anchor down through the opposite shoulder blade, and then pick up the right hip bone to bring the legs over to the left. Turn your head with the left. Easier would just be to swing the knees and let the hips follow the movement of your knees. Different sensation in the body, different work in the body. Choose what you want. Okay, and then let's do one more, swing it over to the side. Stay here and draw little circles with both knees like they're glued together. And stir your legs here to get a massage into the muscle of the glute on that side. Pause and reverse the circles. This will release both the glute and the piriformis underneath it. Come back to center and then flip to the other side. And here again, start those small circles with the knees. You can change the angle of the thighs in the air to hit different aspects of the glute into the roller. Complete the circle and then reverse. If you're just joining, welcome to class. And we come back to center. You picked a good spot to come in. And then let's lift the legs up to the ceiling for scissors. Soft point with your feet, legs vertical, which if your hamstrings are tight might mean that you bend the knees a little bit, or straighten if that works for you. We're going to bring the right leg back towards your chest and the left leg forward out into space. Split the legs here. And then as we inhale, switch the legs. So they move slowly through the air, reaching long through soft toes. You don't want to overpoint the feet because then sometimes the feet will cramp. So think as you're pointing the foot, easily, gently, allow air to flow through your toes, even if you're wearing socks, right? Just think of the toes separating a little bit. That will prevent the feet from overarching and cramping. You can straighten the leg as you lower down. If you need to soften the knee and bend it slightly as you lift up, that's fine. Just be sure this feels good in your back and that you really are feeling some work in your abs. We'd like to get a stretch in the hamstring, the back of the thigh as the leg goes backwards, and across the front of the hip as the leg goes forward and down. Once more. And then let's lift both legs up to the ceiling. Let the feet be sort of right over the pelvic floor and bend the knees if you need to. Now rotate the legs externally, heels together, toes apart. And from this place, we'll take the right leg out to the side and down, like it's coming down from the top of a rainbow to one side of the rainbow on the ground, and then exhale, pull it up, really take your time and feel the weight of the leg moving against gravity. So once the right leg is up, the left leg goes sideways and down the curve. Stretch there, hold the opposite hip heavy, exhale and pull from the upper inner thigh to lift the leg up. So we're trying to work from center as opposed to from our edges. And then the right upper thigh brings the right leg down. The right upper inner thigh pulls the right leg up. Avoiding acceleration on the lift and acceleration on the lowering. Really slow it down so you feel that work of delaying the descent and then working hard to pick up the weight of your leg. Honestly, it's not that hard, but you want to feel the muscles engaged and work here for you. So take the right leg out one more time. Try to get a stretch and press the left hip into the roller. Exhale, drag the right leg up. And then one more time for the left. Out and down. Stretch the hip open. Press down with your arms into the roller as you pull the leg up to get a little more access to your center. And now we'll go back into a scissor split. So right leg back towards your head and chest, left leg forward. Little semicircles with the legs. The right leg goes right, the left leg goes left. You're drawing two semicircles on the ceiling, one with each leg. Together, there's an invisible circle being drawn on the sky. So we're getting that nice rotation through the hips. Breathe with your movement and inhale for one semicircle and an exhale for the next. The angle of the leg changes as you circle it. And then let's bring both legs up to the ceiling. Fold the knees into your chest. We'll exhale and lower both feet to the ground, right in front of the roller. Lift your hips in a bridge and rotate the roller underneath you so you're on a fresh spot on it, still with your sacrum on the roller. And let's extend the right leg forward down the mat, stretch it out. If it's tight here, you might want to have the right knee slightly bent. If it's really tight and your back feels like it's too much arch, pull the left knee into your chest and hold onto the shin or the hamstring. But we're trying to really feel that stretch across the right hip bone right there. Whether the knee's bent and the foot is down or whether the knee is into your chest, either way, get the stretch you're looking for. And just breathe. Inhale to think of lengthening from the hip bone crest down to the soft toes. Exhale, the belly sinks down and the body gets heavy. Wherever it touches the ground, let it melt in, let it sink. Now let's inhale, take the right arm back. Exhale, rest the back of your hand on the ground. The arm can go a little wider if your chest is tight, more narrow into more parallel with the head and neck if it's more open. But just feel the weight of your body suspended on the roller and feel the support of the ground where you're touching it with your body. One more breath in. Exhale it out. We'll bring the arm back to the roller, the leg back in, knee bent, foot is grounded, inner outer edge, front back, and then slide the left leg forward. And again, see how it feels. You can bend that knee, you can keep it straight if that works for you. You can pull the right knee into your chest if you need that release in the low back. But just breathe here, and now we'll take the left arm back in turn. So with the same side, arm and leg extended, you're arching your body over the roller to counteract and compensate for all the flexion we tend to do in our daily lives, sitting in chairs, hunched over our books, our computers, our phone, whatever our tech is. Just really feel that stretch in the left abdominal wall and breathe into it and out of it. Body lengthens on the inhale and relaxes and melts on the exhale. Now here, this really only works if the roller's in the right spot. You can try taking both legs forward, and both arms back. If it seems like a lot, bend your knees or take the hands back to the roller. Figure out where your body's ready to take the stretch. The legs will probably want to externally rotate a bit. That's fine. Let them do that. And just stretch out that whole front line. One more breath like this. We'll deep inhale. Chest expands, belly lifts and expands in all directions. And exhale. Pull in towards your central axis. You bring the abdominal wall, lead it in towards center. We'll slide the feet back, bending the knees. We'll bring the arms forward. Lift your hips up and push the roller away. Roll your spine down, and we'll put the roller to the side of your neck. Take a moment to just lay your head back and extend the legs forward and see if your body feels different from when you first lay down on the mat. And then we're rolling up to sitting. So pull your right knee in, hold on to the back of your thigh, lift the left leg up in the air, elbows wide, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, exhale, roll forward and up. Sitting. Good. So we're going to do pull down next. if you haven't done this before, or if it's still new for you, you definitely use the TheraBand around your feet. So we'll just start with that example. So heels are grounded. If you have a different version, you can start with that. But have the heels grounded, band across the ball of the foot and the upper arch. Toes are sort of free. Sit upright and try to sit right on your sits bones and have a little arch in your waistline behind your back here. We're going to tighten up on the band for support. And then look down, curl the tail up so you pull your waist back, creating a C-shaped curve. And then you lift the tail to roll behind your sits bones onto the glutes, over the sacrum. You can stretch the legs further forward if you need to. Come all the way down onto your ribs, the shoulder blades, open the chest, the shoulders fall, neck and head rest back. Legs pressed together, feet are flexed. We lift the head up, look down your nose as you tip your chin towards your throat. Lift your shoulders, bring the arms forward and rotate them in a little bit. You bend the elbows wide and pull them up. You keep the spine curved as you peel the spine off inch by inch. Dive your head down by your knees and feel the stretch in the back of your body and the back of your legs. And then zip your back up an imaginary wall, moving one vertebra after the next. We articulate tail to head. And then we're going down again. So reach out through your legs, curve the tail up. So you rotate the pelvis around the back of the femur. You're coming behind your sits bones onto the glutes, onto the sacrum. That looks great. All the way down, one vertebra after the next. Sequentially articulate your spine, vertebra by vertebra into the ground, and then we have to do the same in reverse. Lift the head, neck, and chest. Shoulders roll in a little bit. Pull the elbows wide as you come up if you're using the bend. That helps you broaden the back and get one curve through the ribs. Dive over low, as if you try to rest your forehead on your knees, maybe someday. And then stack the spine up. Go up, lift the heart, widen the collarbones, and the shoulders fall. Now, if you're going without the band, arms would start low, right? And you would curl back the same way. The hands would start low here. You would only do that if you feel like you have the control to go down, articulating 1 inch at a time. Beautiful. That way, avoid like flattening the back and getting into the low back and the lumbar curve. And now we come up. Of course, coming up is harder than going down. So if you need to take your hands to your thighs, you could. But pull the shoulders forward, round your back, try to lift vertebra by vertebra, suck the waist back into your spinal curve. You end up making the shape like a horseshoe on the side, and then we stack the spine bottom to top. Good. So as you advance, the arms go higher, and the goal is to maintain the control. So it doesn't matter where the arm position is, it matters can you lower with integrity and feel one vertebra after the other go down. And then yawn your body open to the ceiling. And then we lift the arms. Coming up, arms higher for more load, more work, but don't give up the integrity of the movement just to take the arms higher. Start where you are, work from there. It changes each time you do it. And then we lift all the way up. We're going to go down now into hundreds. So we'll go down and stop when you get to the tip of the blades. Pull the legs in, we'll pumping the arms to their side. So arms are forward. You can curl the tail up, look into your center line, and flow to the ground. Just go to the tip of your blades. Stop there. Pull the knees into your chest. Arms lengthen forward. We start pumping the arms. Inhaling for 5 beats. Exhale for 5 more. Imagine a string from the jaw down to your navel and down to your tail, and tighten it up between the navel and tail. You can extend the legs up to the ceiling. Squeeze the legs together for more support and more work in the transverse abdominis. And be careful that you can lower the legs just a little bit further out and down to get to the place in your low abs where you feel them working like crazy. You still have to keep the bend below the chest wall to stay up with a high head. You can always lay your head back, in which case bend the knees into your chest, or take one hand behind your head and pump alternate arms, right? So I could be switching with that. Let's do one more breath. Wherever you are, rest if you need to, and then fold the knees in, lay your head back and hug the knees into your body. Curl the tail up, really stretch your waistline into the mat. Release the knees a little bit forward, and we do some knee stirs, circling the knees away from each other, towards each other, stirring the leg in the hip joint. You can turn your head slowly from side to side while you do it, if your neck needs a little vacation now. And then reverse the circles. Okay. I will grab your zero bend and take it across all the way. We'll do the roll back here. So your heels are active down, maybe the right knee is bent. So we go all the way down with the spine. Bend the right knee into your chest, the left leg is directly out in front of you. And then from here, extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Maybe watch me wrap the band around your hands. Pull the elbows down at your waist. And slide the elbows forward so the shoulders move away from your neck. And here, let's do just a little point flex at your foot, toe ball heel, ball toe. The legs should be high enough that you get a stretch in the hamstring. Again, if hamstrings are tight, bend the knee and bring the footwork up so the foot is over the sits bone, over the glute. And now we're just going to lower that leg some point, take it all the way down, touch the heel down to the ground, tap it, exhale, and bring it up as high as you can. Pull it back in to get a gentle stretch in the muscle. Don't overdo the stretch behind the knee or the sits bone. So bend the knee a little if you need to. And press that leg forward and down, straighten it as it goes down if it wasn't straight at the top. Tap down, exhale, and bring it on up. So that hamstring stretch there. Wrist stays straight. And you work the arm here from the elbow. So open the angle there to lower the leg. And then pull the hand up, pull the strap up to lift the foot. Flexing at your elbow here, lengthen the back of the leg. Now soft point with the foot, like a Barbie doll foot, toes pull back slightly, and lower the leg a fraction so you're comfortable. And here we circle the leg across the body. So you inhale, bring the right leg to the left, bring it down low, externally rotate as you pull the leg out to the right, and then bring it up to the top in neutral. So one circle, one breath. We start with a short inhale, and the leg circles down, around, out, exhaling, 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 exhaling to the top of the movement. Think about the circle you're drawing as the face of a clock, and we're only going to inhale for 4 hours, maybe 3, and exhale for the rest of the circle, so the belly really draws deep. Now in this exercise, you're trying to keep the hips grounded. So press down through your right hip before the right leg goes to the left. Keep it, the pelvis on the mat, circle around. Now the left side is heavy before you bring the leg right. Both sides heavy at the top of the movement. One more. So breathe and reach out through the foot into the band. You pull back with the hands so that you have plenty of support for the weight of your leg. Come up to the top and now reverse. Exhale, rotate the leg and take the right leg to the right. Left side is grounded. Press into it and then draw the leg across the body and up to the ceiling. So the size of the circle matters because we do want the stretch, but equally important is the ability to keep the pelvis steady on the mat, like it's bolted to the floor, like it's filled with concrete. The muscles in the legs will stretch as we go into different angles relative to the ground. You want to feel the inner thigh open as the leg goes to the right. And then the outer thigh stretch as you pull the right hip down and pull the leg to the left. At the top, you feel the back of the leg stretching also. So we'll do one more circle. Breathe through it, short inhale, long exhale. And then we come to the top. Take both ends of the band in your right hand, wrap the band around your hand. And then you rotate the leg externally, hold the left hip rounded, your left hand on the left hip of press, and bring the leg to the right, only as far as you can keep the left side bolted into the floor. And then rock the leg a little bit, the knee might be a little bent, depending on tightness in the leg. And you bring the foot gently back and forth, small, very slow rocks. And we'll bring the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands at the top at 90 degrees. So now the left hand holds the strap, the right arm can extend out to the side perpendicular to your body. Cross the leg over with a little internal rotation and bend the knee if you need to. Now you can lift the hip here as long as you press down through the top of the shoulder into the shoulder blade. That stays on the mat. As you twist the body, stretch the leg out, and then we can even rotate the right thigh internally to get a bigger stretch. Breathe into it, stretch the leg maybe a little longer if it's opening up. Exhale, unwind from the left shoulder to the waist, to the right glute to the ground. Lift the foot up to the ceiling. And now you hold one hand on each end of the band up as high as you can towards the foot. Bend your elbows, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, come to an upper curl and then down your midline. You can be bent where it works for you, or you can pull it back closer to your chest, whatever works to get you the stretch you're looking for. Now, lay the head down, pull the knee into your chest and take the band off your foot, put it aside, hug the right knee into your body. And here we'll pull that right knee to the right armpit, keeping the left hip down. The knee comes into your chest once more, embrace it in, and then release it forward and down, stretch it out and shake out your legs, both of them. And then just let them relax. And I want you to feel the difference here between what's happening on the right side versus the left. So maybe the foot's more relaxed. You might feel the legs are different lengths, different weights, different angles of rotation. Check out your hips and your shoulder blade. Are they heavier on the right than on the left? Where is your body more connected to the ground? Where do you feel energy? Where do you feel release and relaxation? And now, of course, the right side feels amazing. The left side feels a bit tight. So we have to do the other side. We want to do the other side. So we'll pull that left knee to the chest at first, embrace it in. Give it a hug. And then reach for your band. And now the center of the band goes onto the bulge of that left foot. Toes are free above. And then extend the leg up. Check that your right leg hasn't drifted laterally. It should be right in front of the hip joint. And we anchor the elbows down on the floor, closer to your hip bone press, to put the shoulders away from the ears. Do a couple of point flexes. Here's a soft point. Then reach the heel high. You could have that be bent a little bit. See the movement feels good. You're not punishing your body. You're trying to let it enjoy this experience. And then soft point. And now we lower the leg, straight leg goes down. You can straighten it. As it goes down, tap the heel to the ground, lengthen the leg, exhale, and then pull it up as high as it will go. Bend the knee softly until you bring that leg vertically, even if it has a bend in the knee. And then stretch the leg. As you lower, reach out again. So legs go down, they end up parallel about 4 inches apart. Push to the center of the foot and lift the leg again. Take your time and lift on and exhale each time. So you inhale to lower the leg into the pull of gravity, and then you lengthen out. You exhale to lift the leg up against the pull of gravity. So the exhale helps protect your back as the belly knits around your low back here. Now, bring the leg a little bit more forward. We start the circles. So we inhale, rotate the leg internally to cross it over the other leg. It goes neutral at the bottom, toes and knees point up. Exhale, rotate as it pulls out to the left and back to neutral at the top of the movement. So that's circumduction. The angle of the leg changes at each point in the circle. It's only neutral, toes point back at the top and at the bottom of the movement. Challenge yourself to take the legs slightly in a bigger circle while holding both hips grounded and steady on the mat. We reach again, short inhale at the top, exhale, and keep exhaling all the way around and up to the ceiling again. So we're trying to get some breath control here and the ability to lengthen the exhalation as we practice these leg circles here today. So we're breathing and moving, stretching and also stabilizing. Gotta love the multitasking. Hopefully, yes. And then here we pause at the top. Let's reverse. So the leg goes externally and rotates out to the side. The right side is heavy. You bring the leg low, drag it across the other leg, pull it up high enough to get the stretch in the back of your leg and reach again. So only do what feels good in your body. You can always adapt and change things if you need it. Continue breathing through the circle. We'll do one more from the top. So inhale, start the external rotation, bring the leg out to the left. Go low at the exhale and pull it all the way across, back up to the top. Okay, so we'll take both ends of the band in the left hand. Rotate the leg externally. The elbow is down, that's sort of your kickstand to the bicycle. And we bring the leg out to the left while holding the right hand grounded. Even try to rotate your body to the right to get a bigger stretch here and rock the leg gently towards your shoulder and away. Bend the knee if you need to. We exhale, we pull the leg up from the upper inner thigh, lift it. At the top, switch hands, now the right hand pulls the band. As you bring the leg across, you could keep the hip down if it's better for your back and get more stretch in the lateral leg. Or you can pick up the hip gradually, keep the left shoulder blade down as the left leg moves to the right. Pull the leg towards your right shoulder. Bend the knee as you need to, but reach out through the center of the sole of the foot. You look out at your left hand, that arm is perpendicular to your torso. And breathe into whatever stretch you find here. Ease out of it if it's too much. Go into it if it's not enough. And now we're coming down, right shoulder, waist, left glute, leg high. All right, and then walk your hands up towards your foot. We're gonna lift upper arm curl. So lift your head, look down your nose towards your chest. Pull the elbows wide, try to pick up the upper body. Practicing the upper arm curl we use for hundreds. While you're here, let me see if your right leg is moving right out of the hip socket, did it like drift out to the right. And then we can pull the knee in, lay yourself down, and slide the band off the foot. Hug it in here, pull it in tight. If knees are an issue, hold onto the back of your thigh instead of the shin, otherwise the shin. And then pull that leg a little bit to the side of the rib cage, up and in towards the left armpit. Maybe a little bit of a stretch in the hip. Bring it back to center, one more embrace. And then slide that leg forward. Shake out your legs. And just stay here, both legs a little externally rotated. Hopefully feeling the same length, the same degree of relaxation and ease. And then we'll pull the left knee into your chest. Plug it in, either hand to the back of the thigh or to the shin. Pick up the right leg, elbows wide, lift your head, neck, shoulders, run forward and up, descending for rolling with the ball. Here's where you have the option. If you have a ball, you can take it to your thighs. And hold on to your shins. If it's your first time, hands to your thighs. Karina, thanks for coming for as much as you could do.
Sorry, I have to leave.
I'm sorry you're leaving too, but you'll be back. All right, so look into your abs and curl the toe up to go back onto the glutes. So you round it back again. Pick up your feet and press the edges of your feet together. Leave it apart. Look into your abs. Now, important, don't let your head hit the ground. So you want to keep your chin tucked in and looking continuously at the navel. We lift the tail to roll back to your shoulder blades. Start your exhale there and up forward and up. This is why we have lots of pads on the back. Be sure that your back is comfortable on the padding or go get more pads. And we roll back again. So the tail rises, pull to the blades. You keep your chin tucked in so you're looking down. So you never smack your head into the ground. That's it, good. And the exhale really helps. So as soon as your blades hit the mat on the way down, start to exhale. So the exhale carries you back on through your balance point here. Let's do that one more time. Rolling down. Exhale up. If you want a more advanced challenge, when you come up, we're going to lift the arms and lift up. That's just an option. So look into your arms, roll back on the inhale. Exhale, come up to your balance point, extend arms and legs, pull them back, and we roll again. Or just roll back and forth like we were doing earlier, right? So this is also a great option to massage out the back and really increase the depth of your knee. One more, whichever version you want. Up, if you want to bring it back, lower your feet, and we're rolling back now for the absence. So we'll just do the first two of these and then move on. So we'll take the right hand above the right ankle on the shin, the left hand goes on that shin below the right knee. So both hands on your right leg, pick up the knee, reach out to the other leg and roll yourself down. Come to your upper curl, elbows wide, and then you hold it as tight as your knee is happy. So if it's not happy, bring your hands to your thigh, otherwise pull the leg in. Flip the other leg off the ground. We inhale and switch the legs. Outside hand to the ankle. Switch again, upper curl. So you could take a ball under your head or under your upper shoulders if the upper curl is challenging for you today. It happens to all of us, right? But you also can use the pull of your hand to the leg to pull yourself a little deeper into the upper curl. Focus on keeping your gaze down and don't look up, keep looking down your midline. We'll end with the left leg in, pull the right leg to meet it, and lay the head down. Turn your head easy from one side to the other. We're rolling forward to come up. So you can extend let's extend the legs forward, bring the arms back, and do a roll over here. So the arms, head and shoulders, come up, stretch forward, stretch out your back. And drop your head to stretch out your neck. We'll come forward to the front part of the mat and go back for double leg stretch. So you go back to the upper curl. There's a place where you could put the ball behind your head or behind your shoulders. Put both of these into your chest, one hand on each shin. So we lift arms and legs straight to the ceiling, but don't lift your gaze. Circle the arms wide, embrace the legs in, and support yourself in the upper body by pushing the shins into hands. And vice versa. So lift, circle, embrace. It's sort of like doing snow angel arms. As you advance, the arms go further back, the legs go further forward, but you're careful not to go into a place where you flatten out your body. Keep the upper arm curl. One more to reach and circle, pull in. And then let's roll forward and down. All right, open the legs here for spine stretch. Here's a good place if you know your hamstrings or your back leg is tight to elevate your hips up on one yoga block or two. As if two would be side by side. Otherwise, you're just going to sit here. You can bend the knees if you need to sit upright on your sits bones. All right, so arms extend forward and look down your nose and tip forward, pushing towards your throat. Then out with the head, leading the way out, over and down. Curve your way forward. Bring your head down to the space by your knees. You might need to bend your knees more to feel the strips there on the back of your legs. And then you sink the tail, you zip your back up that imaginary wall, so bring it to low back, mid back, upper back, following the neck and the head, look straight and faces up the horizon. Out with snow. Beautiful woods here in front of us. And then look down and look away. So really try to get that same articulation from the top of your spine to the bottom. Bend the knees as you go over and more. And then sink down through your heels and your sits bones. Pull yourself up, come all the way up like so. Chest broadens at the top of the movement. Two shoulders fall behind your back. Like you're peeling your back off the wall. Like you're peeling tape off a package. One end to the other end. And then we zip it back up. Tail the head. Come all the way up. And lower the arms. So we're lay on our sides now and use the magic circle for some side leg work. So you may want to turn your mat sideways so you can see what's going on here if you're not that familiar with this. Yeah. So we're going to have the knees bent and take the magic circle with one handle above your ankle on the bottom leg and below the ankle on the top leg. And you press it just gently, just enough to control it. And then extend the legs forward. The legs in the circle will be out with about 15 degrees from your spine. And then you can go down and pop your head up on your arm. And the top hand presses into the mat. So from here, we're just going to keep the legs stacked, keep the hips stacked, and lightly press the top leg down. And exhale, bring it up just a little bit here. So you pull from the upper inner thigh. And exhale to lift with control. You have to have a little bit of tension into the circle so that you don't release it accidentally. Press down again. Exhale to one more like that. Lift here. And then a leg press. Push into your arm, and now both legs lift the circle up, and then bring it back down. It's actually a lot of oblique. This is one of the reasons. Lift and bring it up down. Do it again. And exhale, lower. Go up. And down. And lift again. And then lower. Now, we're going to bring the legs in again. So pull the knees in. Now we're going to take the legs through the circle. Again, above the ankle. And then extend the legs out, and you press the bottom leg into the ground, into the circle, and the top leg up just to hold the circle here steady. And now you pull from the top upper outer thigh, press your top hand into the floor right by your chest and pull the top leg up and release down. And you'll feel this fire through your lateral leg. Pull. Keep some tension into the circle. And then we press the bottom leg into the circle, take the top leg out, and then place it on top of the circle here. And just a light press to hold the circle level. And then we bring the bottom leg up and then down. Lift. Bye. Great job as always. Lift and lower down. Go up. Exhale, lower. Upper inner thigh, lifts it and lowers it. Really helps pull your head back a little bit in line with your neck and your shoulders. Once you've looked at it, you want to bring your gaze across the room to the wall in front of you, so you're not curving your back. All right. And then we can just let that fall. And we're coming up to do it on the other side. Great job. Sometimes when you turn over, you're like, wow, the two hips really feel different. So if you need more padding, be sure to get that. We're again folding the legs in, placing the circle above the ankle, important that you don't press into the joint. And extend the legs out, holding a light squeeze in the circle. Try to bring your shoulders and the back of your head in line with your spine. And then we're reaching along with the legs. So we start with the press down with the top leg. And slowly push, reach long to the center of the foot so you're not over pointing the toes. Reach, squeeze, the knees straight will give you more access to your inner thigh muscles. Push and find some resistance on the lift. It's helpful as you push, put a little extra weight into your hand in front of your chest, and maybe even here, pull the elbow that's supporting your head, that elbow, pull it in towards your armpit. Get a little bit of work here into the serratus, into the external obliques. So push here, release reluctantly, and one more time. Good. And now we recommit to the hand in front of the chest wall, pick the legs up, and exhale, bring them down. So you're going to tilt the pelvis a little bit to bring them up. Keep the legs straight and pressing in towards each other to hold the circle steady. If you need to lay your head down, you can always extend your arm and lay your ear on your arm. Good. 2 more like this. Reach long through the center of each foot. And down. Good. And then bend the knees. We're now taking the feet through the circle. And extend the legs out. Anchor the circle on the ground. The bottom leg pushes into it. The top leg pushes up into the handle. Oh, so the bottom leg has to go inside the circle too. Yep, good. And then now that we have that, we're going to pull the top leg up and stretch the circle into a bit of an oval and then release. So you lift and release down. Lift again and release, firing the upper outer thigh, the glute medius, the lateral muscles here in your leg. And the bottom leg has to push down as you pull the top one up. It's a smaller movement, but it's important to keep the circles standing. Rise here, release down. Do that again. And once more. Okay, thread the foot out and then place it on top of the handle. And now just a light press of the top leg. We pull the bottom leg up and then down. Lift it from the upper inner thigh and bring it down. Really push into your hand in front of your chest as you lift the leg to feel that connection into your core. And see if you can think of lifting the leg from the upper inner thigh and not from the foot to get that more closer into center here. Because you always have the option of working from your center or working distally from the edges of your body. Different choice for different sensations and different effects. One more, lift, lower, and then we can drop the circle down and put it aside. Okay. Let's lay on our backs next. That felt good? You feel like you worked your legs? Add your core over the hands. All right, so shoulder bridge. So you lay it down. And here, these are bent, feet are grounded. You may want to use the ball between your inner thighs if you want to run before class. I didn't, but that can help prevent you from cramping in the hamstrings by using the upper inner thigh muscles. And here's one place where you probably, once you lift your hips, you don't want to pad under your head. But you could maybe roll up the mat just a little bit so it has like a slight lift, just so that your head isn't falling too far backwards. Right. So arms lengthened at your side, and we just start with a pelvic tuck. So think of pulling the waist down and pulling the tail up, and release out of that. You rock it back 2 or 3 times here. So the tail rises, the waist pushes down, so you're in a tilt of the pelvis. The tailbone's lifted, the belly is contracted, below abdominals, and then you release back to the spine's in neutral, and there's a little arch at your waist. One more. Begin with the pelvic tuck. So let's stretch your lower back and release out. Now we start with the tuck, arms at your side, to go into bridge. So in Pilates, the bridges are articulating the spine. So we pull the tail up first, the waist presses down. You push into the feet, the tail goes up, the knees go forward, and you come up and support this lift with the glutes pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. the arms pressing down, the palms of the hand pushing down, and the feet pushing down. Look up and slightly back. Do not turn your head when your hips are elevated. That protects the neck. Now that you're up as high as you can go, let's push the top of the shoulders into the ground, rotating the upper arm slightly externally. Feel the blades pull together and lift your chest a little higher, and then push through the inside edges of your feet to lift the hips up a little higher, still with the glutes. Now to roll out of it, roll to your inner arms, the shoulders curve up and in. That broadens the blades on your back and sink your spine down, vertebra by vertebra, come down through the rib cage, to the waist, to the hips, to the sacrum. Then you lower the tail to rock the pelvis and get the waistline to float off the mat. We'll do that again. So beginning with the pelvic top, curl the tail up. Take my arms back so you can see, and then you push up with the hips, coming upright, all the way up. Push the top of the shoulders down. Lift the butt as high as you can. Really feel that work in the back of your body. And then we roll out of it. You start to roll the upper arms internally. The sternum drops down. The spine is dropping between your shoulder blades. Come all the way down with the upper back, the mid back, the low back, the sacrum, and the tail settles. We'll do it once more. And remember, squeezing the ball helps you feel the inside line of your legs, and that work there, the adductors, take some of the load out of the hamstrings if you tend to cramp doing this. One more time, we're coming up. And come all the way up, really press the arms into the ground, press the hands, press the feet into the ground. Now stand into your left leg and just extend the right knee. So stretch that leg out and then bend the knee, replace the foot. Push down into the right foot. To the left side, cantilever it off the left. Squeeze the ball if you have it. Imagine you're squeezing it if you don't. And then extend the left leg out. Bend the knee, replace the foot. And now lift your hips a little higher because they probably slipped down. Roll the upper back down. Come all the way down, draping your spine down, one vertebra after the next. So come down and release the tail down at the end as the tail sinks heavy into the ground. Perfect. So let's come up to sitting. So you can put the ball aside, roll it up. And we're going to go into a side bend here. So swing your legs around to one side. You have options. You can either sit in this Z-sit position or pinwheel with both legs rotated in the same direction, one foot to the thigh of the other leg. You could, if you have a lot more flexibility, you could sit this way so the pelvis is more of a tip. You also have the option to sit with the legs in front of you, even bent, to go over if you're not feeling the other versions today. So let's just start, pick one of those. And I guess you could sit like that too, like cross-legged, that makes sense. So we're gonna take your hand down and start to slide out to the elbow. So moving away from the direction my feet are pointing. And then lift the top arm up and overhead. Let the head fall towards the ground. And over, look towards your fingertips to bring your head back in line with your spine. As you come up, pull from the hip, the waist, the ribs, and pull your hand off the ground. You can also push with your hand, bring your free hand to the shin, and side bend over. And then lift up and high, arms out, speed it out. Dive over here. Press down to lift, coming up. And sometimes it's literally that arm that picked you up and held you there. And then let's take it over one more time. First, the side bend stretch. Lift the arm up to the ceiling, take it back behind you, opening the chest and back of that hand. And then we scoop the air, circle the arm around, thread the needle, bringing the hand through the space under your armpit here. And then pull it out and back and open the chest looking behind you. You can either go into wrist extension from where stretch across your shoulder, pull it around and under, your gaze follows the hand, or actually may think of leading the hand in this action. And then the hand brings the gaze up and back, open the chest once more. We'll lift the arm to the ceiling, lift the waistline up, side bend here, and tips towards the ground, and then pull from your hip, waist, and ribs, come up, and side bend in the other direction, keeping your hip down, watching that you're not rotating your chest forward. The body will want to do that to get a bigger movement, but try to really feel this right on your side seam, and then come up and lower the arms down, and we'll swing your legs to the other side. Good. All right, so we're taking your hand to the free shin and lift the arms. So we're side bending over your right side there. Good. Come on up. And the hand descends. Slide out, the elbow lowers for like a pillar of support. Let the head fall. The fingers come over, look back at your fingertips. That'll pull your head back in line with your spine. And you can feel this stretch right in your side seam. And then we push to the ground with your feet, with your legs, come up, grab your shin here, and side bend over, stretch. Come upright, arms extend, hand lowers, and out you go. Let the arm help support you. You can drop your head and lift the rib cage at the top. Try to lift the bridge out of the river, and then we're coming up and over again here. Up and over we go. From here, lift the top arm up to the ceiling, reach it back behind you, open the chest, and look for your hand. And then bring the hand and the gaze forward and around and under the armpit. And stretch out the back, feel the space open between your blades. Bring the arm forward to the far wall, to the ceiling, and back behind you. Eyes go back, even if the head would turn all the way back. And then circle around and under again. You push down through your arms to feel a little lift here of the upper torso. And then reach up and back, stretch. And one more time. Scoop the air. Stretch the blades apart. And last time, up and back, the blades pull together behind your back as you open the chest and the top shoulder. Lift the arm up to the ceiling. Another side bend, lift the waist, lift the ribs, and then pull up. Come upright, and over this way. Come all the way upright. That's great. All right, we're going to just come to standing and take a minute to stand on our rollers and massage out the arches of our feet. If you're doing this at home, I suggest standing inside a doorway and face the frame. So you can have one hand on each side of the wall, and that's a very secure place to do it. Here, there are couple people can be at the podium. See what the wall is in those like these wood beads. That's a good place. Okay, come up here. And it's nice to hold on for that atmosphere. So you'll take the roller down, stand on it, hold on, and we're just going to do a very small movement of the heel sink back, stretch out your calves, and then the toes come forward a little bit to roll out and tension the arches of your feet. We're back and forth here. Sure you get the silver back of your nature or silver bar there, and you're falling off the floor. I know we're going to be right up to the next time. Let's just try standing on your right foot, pick up your left knee, press the calf into the bottom, and increase the release in the shoulder. I'm putting more weight down to that leg. And then we'll switch to the other side, left leg down, right leg down. You know, and then you can step on top. See if it feels a little different, maybe. And we're done for today. Thank you guys for coming to class.